Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Aether and Iron. I think I am going to switch back to having my healer. I do like Sophie's loadout that we've got her with, but I think going into battles without a healer just seems a little bit nuts, doesn't it? So, you can rearrange their turn order. I never knew that. Oh my god, that makes a huge difference. Does it? It kind of does. I can only change while at the garage, so let's just drop back in here. I think I did just take away some of Chris's stuff. That was the only thing. But let's put Chris back in for now. And let's... we're going to have to put some other parts back in our platform, I think, so I did take some stuff out. So, we take stuff out of... I guess the coupe? Which we're not currently using. Thing is, it isn't. That's actually this one's actually better in terms of the AP, isn't it? So let's just keep that in. We can have honeybees on that. Because we're lighter now on the armor front, I can actually give her this back as well. I'd like to get another healing arm in there. Okay, well we're going to leave it like that for now. We're going to go with that loadout. We'll see how it feels. Yeah, I mean, if we start to get through fights and it feels like, you know, we don't need massive amounts of healing, maybe we'll swap it back out. I'm not sure. We'll see how it feels. But let's go to abandoned shipyard. It's quite a long way. I expect we'll have a stop on the way. Generally seems to be the case. Yep.
I round the corner and find myself in the mother of all
these.
I breathe out slowly to steady myself. Evening, ma'am.
Routine crowd
There
control.
again.
Lot of
Never can.
Glad you think so. Means this won't be any more unpleasant than it has to be. Open your trunk so I can take a quick look and send you on your way.
Yeah, because like...
Do what you've got to do.
I've got
Pop
nothing.
the
I've got
trunk
nothing.
and wait for...
So. If I had anything legal, I'd probably be selling it to buy other stuff.
Luca leads us to a killing field, where the bones of old ships lay discarded across the landscape. Rusty blood dots the forgotten skeletons. No monument to mourn their passing.
We grew up here, on the docks. Dad damn near died here. Guess we all did once or twice.
Luca stops, looking off toward the horizon. He stands there a while, looking at everything and nothing.
Those that did. Some were lucky to have something to bury. Others...
Luca motions solemnly to a concrete platform, worn smooth by years of exposure. Fist-sized stones are scattered over the surface, faded letters on a faded tomb. Is this a memorial to your brother?
Best I could manage. Back when... You know. Back when it happened. There was too much going on. Never found a body neither, so... This is what he's got.
Graves aren't what they used to be anyway. I've seen pictures of the old cemeteries, back before we took to the skies. Rolling fields of grass and trees, as far as the eye could see.
I can't really figure it. I think Marco would have liked that, though. All the green. Stone and iron's all we ever knew. He always wanted more, though. Looks like some ruffians got in again and knocked down the memorial. Some of the rocks are missing, too. Help me fix it?
Okay.
A large tarp held down by stones along the edges. Impossible to say what it's covering. Looks like most of what we need. I pocket the stones, holding it down. A breeze passes, and the tarp tumbles end over end across the yard. All these names. What happened here?
It's why they shut down the place. Moorings here were never worth the steel they were made from. The barge got loose one day. 48 ledgemen. The company only cared about the damage to the dock. If you look around, there are more of them etched into the steel, less formal. Most ledgemen's families have lost a brother, father, son. I'm not the only one that comes here to remember.
Who needs rolling green hills? This is a better memorial to the men who spent their lives here.
Yeah, a memorial to all the people who died filling someone else's wallet.
48 names, all victims of a single day, and a fence walling off their memories from passers-by. Just how things work. Red and green offer a stark contrast to the gray, shooting up through concrete and several loose stones in an effort to reclaim life from grim industry. I pocket a few. As I lean down, I'm taken aback by the scent. It's overwhelming, like the plants need to prove they can do more than survive in a place like this. I catch my breath before turning back. Scratched into the base of the concrete platform are weather-worn letters, still readable. Huh. What does this mean?
Dove Mako? After he went missing, ledgemen around the barony carved it everywhere. You'll still see him around if you look.
Sounds familiar.
Not everyone heard. A Union troublemaker goes missing. Who cares outside the men who knew him? Could have just fallen off the edge. Happens every day.
I take it that's not what happened.
That should be enough.
He takes the stones from me, completing a small pyramid above the letters, still asking where Marco is. He leans back to consider his work. You picked a dramatic place for his memorial.
This is the last place anyone saw him. Ledgeman's strike back in 22. Marco up here yelling about coming together, making the boss his answer for our raw deal.
So, how did you find out he was gone?
It took me longer than I care to admit. The World Series had just ended, and I landed a prize match right on the tail of it, so I was out of town for a few. Come back, look around the docks, ask where the hell he's gone. Nobody knew. Just that he hadn't shown up in a few days.
He looks off into the distance, tension beating a rat-a-tat through the veins in his temple. I hope he won the match.
Yeah. Only had to lose my brother for it.
What happened after he went missing?
It all fell apart. The local union chapters came together, started pushing for unity, and Mom cracked down. You ever see a strikebreaker in a machine gun nest?
I'm glad I haven't. That's awful.
Men don't like looking down the barrel. We fought, but men knew they might die for it. Just like Marco did. There were terms made. When the guns didn't work, Mom shut down our ports and starved us out. Had no choice but to surrender so that we could go back to loading ships. Every Union chapter was dissolved but one. And me, their great and noble leader.
What did you do after Marco?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, I do.
I looked. Through every dive, every corner, I broke windows and bones. Never found them, but I did find the bastards who did it.
His hands flex, strangling an invisible neck.
Strike breakers. Left them broken themselves. And when there was nothing left to break, I came back.
And you ended up in charge of the last Union chapter in Dreamland.
Once I dried the blood off my knuckles and saw where I was, I swore never to let another man die like my brother. I got it in my head to speak up about it, and men listened, so they made me president.
The hothead earlier, I'm guessing he's a lot like your brother.
Damn near a mirror image. Right around the same age, but he'd have been in diapers back then. And the older hands don't like to talk about it.
So he doesn't know what could happen. His palms open upward, and his eyes shift to study the gnarled skin and bone. In the workman's hands are held a devil and an angel. Whichever he chooses is out of my control.
Kid's right about it all. I've been doing this for too long, and Local Zero is just a front to make it look like we're organized. We don't have any real power. We don't protect the people. But if he keeps doing what he's doing, people are gonna die.
Do you think Marco would have been okay with where things are? He looks up at me, face tense, but doesn't reply. Not many people die for what they believe. Most just keep their heads down. Maybe if they're lucky, they end up on a plaque. Your brother fought for something important. So do you.
You're right. What the hell did he die for if nothing changes?
He punches the stack, flinging stones across the yard. His fist comes back bloody, fresh iron to match the rust all around us.
We're already taking Mom down. It's time for Local Zero to end. I'll let the kid do what he wants.
I think Marco would have appreciated that.
Yeah, he would.
Damn. Okay. We leveled as well. So that's good. Let's have a little look, see at this. So with GR, I think we're going to do the gain up to 2 HP. Start of each round. Sounds pretty good. Bit of sustain there for us. Let's actually do this through here. So Cress. Yeah, this is actually a lot better now. Doing the 3 HP. Very nice. Okay, and then we've got Uka. I tended to build him towards Grease Monkey as well. At least so he gains +1 health. Maybe even up to this big heal. Because he's gonna be taking damage a lot of the time. Doesn't have light weapons. I don't really see anything in this tree that appeals to me for him. I think we might just go in like full brass on him. Like we'll give him a bit of regenerating health. We can give him taunt, but for now let's do the Grease Monkey point. I guess I can't do people who aren't on my crew, so we'll leave Sophie for now. Oh, getting some money in somewhere would be nice. A safe house. These seem to use up after you've been there, so I don't really want to use them until I have to. There is obviously a few. I think you can search them for a bit of loot, but it's fairly low value loot based on what we've seen. Let's go to the Hippodrome.
All right. There shouldn't be anyone around but a few vendors setting up.
Marm's private box. I can't imagine we're supposed to be here. The space is lavish despite its simplicity. Marm doesn't mind paying for the finest comforts, even in a room she uses once a year. But in the silence, I feel a tickle of danger on the back of my neck.
No, we're not. It's exhilarating, isn't it, darling? The Does have a time-honored tradition of backbiting and sabotage. Last year, I let my guard down and my entrant didn't quite finish. That won't happen again, so here we are.
Didn't quite finish?
Oh, don't worry about it, darling. Check around here first. I don't think my sisters would be brazen enough to rig Marm's box, but it's worth looking.
That's what she said? Okay. We got some champers.
A bottle of wine sits unopened on the table. Poisoned wine might be in fairy tales, but only because it's a timeless method of assassination.
Yeah, good.
The seal's intact, no signs of tampering. Rivière de Fou, 26 vintage. Marm prefers the finer things, it seems. I have to wonder what it cost her, but I doubt there's a price she's unwilling to pay. Bottle seems clean.
Good. Would be criminal if anyone dared ruin it. Bordeaux was abandoned to the wasting in 27, and there will never be another bottle.
Are all your sisters sommeliers?
No, darling. But they're all aware of what happened to the last lieutenant who ruined one of Marm's private stock.
A beautiful, comfortable, upholstered chair. The kind of throne a modern queen might sit on. No explosives taped to the bottom, though. Graceful lines, classical inspiration. The architect hasn't been to Rome, but they've at least seen pictures. The Hippodrome can accommodate tens of thousands of people. Will there really be that many in attendance? A beautiful, comfortable, upholstered chair. My eyes trace over ornate gilding, sliding along the path of woven silver to the mic's connection at the back of the receiver. At the insertion point are 4 screws, one missing a washer. Huh. Sophie, look at this. Sophie gingerly pops open the back of the receiver. Inside are too many wires, needles pierced through an angry red cylinder. My breath catches, but I swallow the terror before it can choke.
It looks like someone's gotten sloppy. See here? This is the detonator. That wire leads to the mic. This one leads to the TNT.
Sophie, we shouldn't be here, let alone tugging on bomb wires.
Come now, Giovanna. You said you would help. Also, it's safe as long as you don't generate any sparks. Just watch. You might need to know this later.
Sophie's knife reappears as though by magic. She rests an arm against the radio case and holds the wire leading into the dynamite, cutting up and through the fuse in one smooth motion. She shouts, jumping back from the device. I only have the ghost of a moment to react.
Eek.
I look at Sophie and try to determine whether we're about to be blown to smithereens. Slow my heartbeat, take in all the details at once. Calm, cool. That's what I tell myself anyway, but my resolve is overtaken by panic, and I stumble backward against the wall. 2 seconds pass like an hour, until Sophie looks back at me with a smile.
Would you look at that? I guess I didn't make a mistake after all.
I thought
we were about to punch our last ticket? It's a natural reaction, darling.
I feel a rush of anger as I push off the wall. But anger is a distraction, and distractions get you killed when you're finding dynamite in radios. A few deep breaths later, my eyes open to glare at Sophie. Next time you do that, plan on me socking you one in the kisser.
Oh, I always plan on taking a hit. It looks like we're safe from the big one today, though.
We should get out of here before anyone shows up. Come with me down to the garage. Sophie leads us down to a dirty garage. Oil chokes the air with an acrid undertone of blood.
Come take a look at these beauties.
Along one wall of the shop rest 4 brand new cars, festooned with gaudy flash and glitz. They look like they were designed for a parade, or maybe some angry circus clown's revenge. Sophie runs her fingers over the wheel well, an expression on her face like rapture. She turns back and smiles, genuine pride apparent in her demeanor.
They really are beautiful. I can tell someone put their heart and soul into the design.
Sophie is a beacon, joy and pride illuminating the space between us. I'm almost blinded by her light as she tosses me a set of keys.
I'm glad you think so. This one's yours. If you survive the race, you keep it.
Why not my own car? I'd probably make a better showing in something I already know.
It helps keep things fair. Every contestant gets one.
I don't like the way you just said fair.
All's fair in love and death races. I can hear crowds filtering in. We should get ready.
Before we go, I wanted to ask about the other does. The way you talk about Pearl, she seems like a real piece of work.
That's one way to put it. Pearl views everything as a game of dominance. She covets my position as Marm's second-in-command, and believes she's stronger than me.
Is she?
Gia, darling, what a question. Pearl might beat me in a fistfight, but she lacks any subtlety. An effective leader commands respect through both fear and love. And Pearl commands only one of those.
How about Lizzie?
Oh, Lizzie. I sometimes wonder why she's in her position. Lizzie is more interested in what power brings her than the power itself. She is rash, impulsive, and emotional. She'll never be a leader.
Will her driver be a threat in this race?
That you can count on. Lizzie is a race driver herself. And the Hippodrome race is a point of pride for her. She won last year's race, and a driver this year is likely to be even better. That's why you're here.
I'm your ringer, huh?
I've sponsored entrants who could drive and those who could fight. I've never had one who could do both. I can't lose this year, Gia. I can't. And you're the best I know.
How about Alice?
She hides behind her coy smiles and honeyed lies. And the moment she's discovered, she scurries away to hide.
Yet she's one of your sisters.
Alice is the only one of my sisters who has the social skills for leadership. Perhaps even more than me. But leading requires a backbone, which Alice does not, and will never have.
Sophie's insults betray a respect for Alice, perhaps even fear. I know enough.
Good. Let's go.
I think I've just lost the heat because I've swapped cars to this Hippodrome car. It's hard to tell. It doesn't have any storage, obviously. It's hard to tell kind of what it's good at. Okay.
Who emerges from the gates?
The gate opens to a tumultuous roar. The car shivers with the buzz of 100,000 voices, all intent on what they've come to see.
Your beloved, your protectors, your dreamlandos. Sophie, I didn't think you'd come.
After your lovely invitation? How could I miss it? It's too bad Fluffy couldn't make it, but I mounted him on a spike. So maybe he'll be able to see from there.
It's a shame we use proxies for the race. Your head would be pretty on a spike. So lovely that you're here, Sophie. It always puts Pearl in a better mood. I'd be happier if we didn't have to drive like snails. Come now, Lizzie. You can fulfill your death wish on your own time.
Are conversations with your sisters always so...
Snippy? Mostly when Pearl's involved. Alice fancies herself too clever for open threats. And Lizzie can't be bothered by the politics as long as she gets what she wants.
Sophie smiles dreamily, her words clashing with the feeling behind them. The crowd watches on, a deep and roiling sea filled with thirst. For drink, for spectacle, and for blood.
It's something, isn't it? Whatever I might say about Marm, She knows how to throw a party.
One corner of the track turns before passing a tall gate that opens up into the city. The race might not be confined to the stadium, but we follow the inner track to thunderous, expectant applause.
I'm sure you all brought remarkable drivers this year.
Oh, yes. I hope you found a replacement for your last driver. If I remembered right, she didn't make it.
At least my last driver knew how to handle a shifter. Yours looked like someone had filled her tank with mud.
Did they?
No, it was molasses.
Now, ladies. I'm sure we'll have an explosively good time watching our entrance. No need to take the gloves off now.
No prizes for guessing who planted the bomb, huh?
Lizzie's laughter comes over the radio, followed by pregnant silence.
Giovanna, check the glove compartment. Carefully.
Didn't you check your car before we started?
My car was in a private garage. Nobody was getting in there besides me.
Nobody?
Not without a command from Marm. And Marm isn't going to let one of my sisters in just to sabotage my car.
So then what am I looking for?
Just humor me.
Did one of your sisters say something?
I think so. It's just a hunch, but I listen to my instincts.
It's a good way to stay alive. Looking at the button on the glove box, I think back to the wire leading into the microphone earlier. Instead of pressing it, I pull the passenger seat back as far as it can go and maneuver my head down below the box. Underneath the compartment are wires, too many damn wires, and there, fastened as clearly as before, a stick of dynamite. It's wired up to blow us to Kingdom Come.
Here. Remember what I showed you? If you're careful, we'll get out of this alive.
She palms me her knife. Avoid any sudden braking, please.
Okay, what do we got? Easy Phantom, Hard Brainiac, Impossible Daredevil. I guess we'll do the somewhat easier Phantom roll. I think we've managed it.
I grip the wire with my free hand and line up the knife. Breathe in, breathe out. I bring it flush with the wire, aiming for a single cut. It slices cleanly through, and we're still alive.
Next book. Well done. Now be a dear and get rid of that, would you?
I pick up the stick of dynamite and toss it out the window toward the inside of the track. It bounces off the infield once, then explodes with unrivaled violence.
Jeepers creepers, what was that?
Someone left me a gift. My driver has no respect for birthdays.
What a shame.
What a gift that would have been. Next time open it and save us all some trouble.
Outbound radio is disabled, so I can't talk to the other drivers.
And get off! Each one of my lieutenant's entrance will come out victorious!
This whole thing's not about us. Not about Sophie or the other does either. This is all about Marm and the attention she demands. Well, let's see if I can steal the show.
The Hippodrome is a unique combat competition. Gia drives alone in the same vehicle as the other contestants. Spotlights shine on the road ahead. At the end of the round, the driver in the light regains some health. Okay, that's the blue squares. Okay. We've still got our passive healing skill, so that's good. We do have to eliminate the opponents. They've got 19. They've each got 19 health. I can't actually get there. I've only got 12 HP, which isn't amazing. We've got front and back. I think what's this? They're going to take some damage. They're going to take some damage. I mean, I could go here and that'd be 9. 11. Would I have enough to get out of the lane myself is the thing. Let's have a go. Yeah, so let's go there.
It's looking a little dull on the track.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to be energized.
No!
The spotlight shines ahead. Which of my daughter's entrants is brave enough to take center stage?
What I want to know is, will they all go for me, or will they go for each other as well? Because that's going to be key to survival on this. Feels like they're all going for me. Come on, go for someone else. Okay. Okay, well they're all going to take another 3 damage. I can't get as far... I can get as far as the heal. Let's shoot at you first. I need 10. So I can spend... That's probably you. Damage that way. And then we'll get onto this tile. Five. Okay.
Stretch out your trigger fingers, drivers. It's time for an old-fashioned shoot-up.
Okay, well they're going to take damage. What we got here? He's on 1 health. Let's come back and shoot him.
What a shame! Pearl's entrant has taken a dive.
Oh. How much damage? 3. We come there and just ram him.
Alice, the driver, can't hold on. What a waste of good steel.
Steel. And then they'll get knocked out by the collision.
Lizzie's entrant is down and out.
Here we go.
There. Last one left. I wonder if I won a prize.
Ooh.
Not the sort of prize I had in mind. I pulled to the side of the track. The smell of nitroglycerin hangs metallic in the air. Or maybe the smell is something else.
What? What happened?
The cheering has turned to screams, drones flying away in every direction. There's an entirely different sort of spectacle in the stands, but the people have gotten the blood they thirsted for after all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm.
Could we have missed one? It doesn't make sense.
The perpetrator of this terrible deed will be caught and punished. Have no fear. His attack on Dreamland will not be allowed to go unanswered.
This is a doozy of a time for a speech.
Get out of there. Meet me outside.
And that is why, with my leadership, we will spread the will of Dreamland across the sky. The extremists will soon find that they too love the freedom of...
Sounds a bit like a false flag, doesn't it? For some scrap, we got freight thingies, repair kit, medium armor, and a flame. Yeah. Not great, but stuff we can sell. So.
I cut my car past the throngs of terrified people, fleeing in every direction. Nobody pays me enough mind to notice the vanishing act. Sophie waits in an alley outside, leaning against the hood of her car. What happened in there?
It was right after you'd finished. Solid performance, by the way.
Thanks.
A bomb went off, right in the middle of the stands. Judging by the blast, probably the same kind we disposed of.
But why would one of the does want to kill people in the stands? The car bomb made plenty of sense. Naturally, one of your sisters would want to blow the two of us up. Everyone wins. Which do you think is the most likely?
I'm not sure. Alice tipped me off, but it seemed intentional. Pearl would be more direct if she wanted to kill me, and Lizzie wouldn't take the time.
It has to be one of them. Nothing else makes sense. Let's try strategist. That's good.
The bomb in Marm's box. That could be one of the other does trying to take her out, along with her top lieutenant, in one fell swoop. That's what I would do.
One bomb in the car, another one in the box. Leadership gone. That makes sense. Trivial. I think we'll do that. No!
The audience attack doesn't fit the pattern. None of your sisters gain anything by killing bystanders.
I can't think of a reason.
I'm grabbing at smoke here, and I'm not catching any. The only people with motives and possible access to your car would be your sisters.
But how? They would have needed Marm's permission to get into my garage.
Maybe they made a convincing argument about a needed change in leadership. And the bomb in the box was probably the same doe, trying to kill two birds with, well, two bombs. As for the stands, maybe there's a piece of the puzzle we haven't found?
Could it have been something else? Someone angry about Dreamland taking over their barony?
Actually, yeah. Someone on the outside taking out Marm and her top lieutenant. That fits the crimes better.
That has to be it. Whatever happened, at least you won.
So, what are my winnings?
Here, you earned it.
Thanks.
I think I need a drink.
What do we get? About $100, I think? I mean, it's... Yeah, $100. It's not nothing. I was hoping for more, I'll be honest. I need to get up to about 440 to get a better flatbed for Cress. But look, we got this new car. The Hippodrome race. I'm going to head to the garage. I'd like to check out how it stands up in comparison with the other light car we're using. So the Hippodrome race, it's dodgy engine. Okay, so I want to compare it with this one. If I click on this and then shift, yeah, we'll have to flip between. So this has got plus 10 AP, 8. So there's a difference. There's a base difference of 8 there. So that's got 18 versus 12. That can carry more. I think, yeah. I feel like this would potentially have more AP, but I don't know. I don't think it's as good all round. It could have less health. Like, it's getting 6 of its health from this heavy armor. It's only got 10 weight. Yeah, I think I'll keep what I've got. I might de-equip its stuff though to sell. we come here. So first things first, let's pop Gia back in her sedan. Now let's, so the Hippodrome Racer, let's get rid of its stuff. Unequip. 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 It's only rusty. Okay, well, let's sell some of that stuff, because I think I've run out of storage space. In fact, I haven't. I don't know why it... That. Okay, dodgy engine, sell. Jumping repulsors. We'll sell that component crate. Heavy armor's probably worth keeping. It's quite nice. Now what's this? Stock pulses. We can sell those. Sell the standard flamethrower and the grappling hook. I think I have an equip those things. They haven't come off that map, but I think they have come out. And those are the 4 vehicles we're currently using. Right, so let's go back in. I think I can get to... tell you what. Before we sell the Gatling gun, I'll check... Actually, I want to check what we've got on the truck. Do you like the grenade launcher? I think we'll keep it. We're at max weight, so we'll have to leave it. Okay. So let's get rid of that and that. I'll keep the shielding for now. You never know, might come in useful. Might be worth giving to someone the stabilized ether beam. Certainly think we'll hang on to it for now. Yeah, so let's come out of here. Let's go and buy the new flatbed. Which we can now do. Now let's switch around some stuff. So So we'll take the efficient ones from the old car. We'll take this refurbished engine, so we'll have that. Auxiliary slots, we'll just do workstation. We'll have all the stuff that before. Undercarriage. They're both improved. I didn't realise I had two improved ones, so that's good. That. 6. That'll take it up to 18. She could actually do that. Be quite good. There's quite a lot of health for her then. Fine, we'll do that. And sure, give her a small concealment. Okay, so she's I mean, she had 9 before on the old flatbed, so that's way more AP, way more health. So that's pretty good. And we should have some more stuff to sell. I might just repaint that as well. I like her in the bright red that she had before. Just the dark red. Cool. Okay, there we go. So I also want to strip the previous flatbed of stuff. So equip. Quickly. Go to the store. That. So one of the heat things. Oh, 167. Where does that put us? So, other things I wanted. Now, what? In terms of repulsors, what does Luca have? So he'd have less AP with this, but he'd be able to slow all the vehicles that he rams. I think that's probably worth the investment. I'd love to get that, but it's a bit out of our reach at the moment. Yeah. Take that. Fill it to Luca's car and sell what he's currently using. A bit less AP, but he's going to be able to have a big effect on people he's hitting. Now, so we got this one. Might take the improved ones back to Gia. I could even give them to Cress. Tell you what, Flatbed, I might give her the nitro so she can move a bit further. And then Gia's. Yeah, we'll take this one some storage. So that's quite a lot of AP. She still has a weight available, but I think we're okay. Nice if you could sell cars. Unless I'm going mad, I can't see a way to do it. But there's no, like, sell tab, is there, that I'm just missing? So I've got quite a big stable of cars now, and I don't really need the ones that I'm not using. But it doesn't look like it's possible, so let's just come out of here. Now, I want to head back to the hole as well, I think. I want to see if Nellie's made anything else we can use. Or sell. I think the things she gives us, though, I don't think they're ever sellable, or at least not for any money. But we might be able to swap it out for something that we can sell. Alright, well, she's here. I've still got that thing that the game says she can make into
How's
something
everything
useful.
going down here?
It's going fine.
Doesn't sound like it is.
I love my work, Gia. Almost everything about it. But sometimes I just wanna... I don't know. I've been staring at these formulas so long that all the stereoisomers look the same.
I offer Nellie a vacant stare. What?
That would have killed back at the lab.
Nellie slumps over her desk, her hands almost melting into the surface. She's exhausted, and not hiding it well. I don't know what she's working on, but I know it's important. But working tired is a good way to make critical mistakes. Nellie needs a break.
Yeah, let's go to circus.
Hey, kid. Get rid of the frown and come on. You ever been to the circus?
The circus? We're going? What should I bring? What does someone bring to a circus? Peanuts, I think? I don't have any of those. They should have some there, right? Are we going right now?
Are you in the middle of anything important? On her desk, a glass vial bubbles with blue liquid over an open flame. Nellie's eyes follow mine, then her face screws up into what she clearly believes is a convincing poker face.
Oh, nope. Let's go.
Finish up what you're working on and we'll go.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, it's actually come up as a new mission. What does it say for that? Travel to Coney Island. Yeah, let's do that next. So with this, do I have to leave the Aether thing in here, do you think? Don't get an option for it. I presume it'll come up at some point. Let's visit the shop. See if she's refreshed her stock. Okay, what do we got? So this is what Luke is using, right? Not sure about that. I'd quite like another healing arm if I can see one for sale. I mean, he has a grenade launcher. I think we can buy an improved one from somewhere. I can't remember how much it costs. I wish I could sort this by genre, because there's a lot of stuff. It's quite hard to pass. Basically, I want a basic one. It looks like this, but it does the healing. I don't see anything. I sell that nitro. I don't really use it. Let's talk to her though.
Giovanna.
Oh.
Happy hunting.
Yeah, I don't have anything in my stash. I don't have sold it all. That's fine. I think we sort of liquidated our assets quite sensibly for what it's worth. There's nothing in here. We could take Luca into the lighthouse, maybe. Chat to him here.
Need something?
That firebrand from the Union. How'd things go with him?
Harder than I'd like to admit. Ever since I stepped back, he's been giving more speeches. Starting to get noticed. More people are coming to hear him speak.
Thought that'd be a good thing.
Yeah, until the strike breakers show up. Heard they've been sniffing around just like they did when Marco started making a name for himself. Even if we take Marm out, the kid's gonna have enemies.
Heard a number of rumors about you a couple of years back.
Yeah?
It true you used to do everything left side at the start of a season? Left shoe tied first, left hand to open doors. Whatever gossip the boxer was expecting, it wasn't that. He looks at me like I came to a fight with a feather duster instead of a pair of gloves, and then lets out a guffaw.
Never thought much of it. Sometimes I have a bad day, sometimes I don't. If the bookies wanted to read into it, that's on them.
So you aren't the suspicious type then?
That's supposed to be superstitious.
I used to let Diane wrap my hands before a big match. Can't say it won me every one of them, but it kept my nerves calm.
Explain something to me. Marm's sending does to undercut your standing with the Union, but she's also paying you to move her loot. Why?
I run the best moving company in the barony. Doesn't matter if she'd rather someone knock me off my perch. She needs her goods handled properly. She has to go through me.
And you just go along with it, despite her handing out knives behind your back. Luca grimaces, weariness creaking into his wrinkles like worn seams on an overused engine.
There's rules. I keep the Union in line, Mom keeps her claws off. I take her contracts, she keeps my people fed. And if I help the neighborhood in my own time, she can't complain. It's how Dreamland works. And Mom knows I'm honest enough to follow through on my end, no matter what rules she bends on hers. See ya.
Right. Check in with Soph as well.
Hello again.
Okay, yeah, let's move through these things.
Tiana never talks much about her school days.
That's no surprise. She was rather quick to leave once she learned everything she could. And before we even had a chance to take her out to celebrate graduation.
She talks about Marm, though. Her Tetka. From the sounds of it, Marm used to be pretty fond of her before their falling out. Must have made things tense on occasion.
Are you asking if I was ever jealous of her?
Were you?
It's certainly possible. But as you've already seen, I have my share of green-eyed rivals to deal with. Between them and Tiana was always the lesser threat.
I've seen Tiana shake down schmucks for giving her a bum deal. Lesser threat's the last way I'd describe her.
It's because, Giovanna, she and I weren't playing the same game. Even back then, I never felt her interests were in competing to be Marm's heir. And I've never had an interest in her little fencing scheme.
They ever catch who bombed the Hippodrome?
Not yet, no. The papers will tell you the investigation is ongoing, but we've discovered evidence that our villains fled to a neighboring island.
Lines up pretty neatly with your theory about the culprit.
See? One less thing to worry about. You keep your head on the heist, and let us worry about the bomber.
About Winnie. She decide to be a doe?
She did. She'll require a lighter touch than other recruits, but we'll make do. Apparently, the poor thing had only been on the street a week before you and I found her. Her father died in a mugging, you see. He was their only family.
Poor thing doesn't cover the half of it. That's barely enough time to grieve, let alone figure out how to live alone.
That is some consolation. It's easier to grieve or feel anything, really, when your needs are taken care of. Otherwise, the training will keep her occupied.
You used to be like Winnie and Jenna, right? So how'd you end up with the does?
Through the usual means, really. Abandon a child, leave her to fend for herself, and if she's very clever, very tough, or very anything, she might get an invitation to one of Marm's schools.
Somehow, I doubt that's all there was. You weren't just interested in those two because you liked them. They had something special. She slowly smiles, as pleased as a magician pulling back their curtain on some years-old trick.
There are a lot of young couriers in the city. If you wear the right outfit and say the right things, anyone could be persuaded to give you what you ask for.
Knowing you, that must have worked out pretty nicely.
Beautifully. I got a new coat, a bolt of silk, and a doe's button before they tracked me down. Fortunately, the doe was in need of a recruit, and I was in need of new opportunities. Take care.
Chris.
Look what the cat dragged in. Both hands on the wheel.
Ah, you're back.
How's an uppers movie star go from whining and dining celebs to running a lowers rebellion?
Would you believe the movies inspired me?
That's it? You played enough pretend revolutionaries you decided to be one for real?
Why not? I have more than enough money to fund a war chest and the drive to use it. Why not use it to fix this rotten town, eh?
A lot of celebs dabble in philanthropy. They usually stick to dropping donations and running charity balls without needing to step 1 foot in the trenches. I watch as the glib plating flakes off, revealing the fiery resolve underneath.
And? What good are those? The system's broken. Might toss it all down the well while I'm at it.
But you're sure fighting the Barons will fix it?
Oh, it's just the start. I look at the people we're helping, and you know who I see. My parents. Good people. Fled to this country to escape violence, only to face the same hatred here. The underground might be small now, but we fight the fight others can't. Better than getting fat off caviar, I say.
So what's the story between you and Sam? I know the Undercity League's got some pull around the city, but I doubt that usually includes movie stars.
Luck, I suppose. Old Iron Hand helped me out of a scrap back in the early days. Sorted out some trouble between me and the Paupers.
Paupers? What the hell did you do to piss them off?
Needed a spot to hide, I'm afraid. I was running supplies to a budding resistance group when the shooting started. Ducked into an Aether tunnel before they took my head off.
And you got lost. He smiles, as innocent as a wolf idling near a field of sheep.
I'd heard rumors of Aether fighting the fight. Bypassing terriers, smuggling resources, rolling back years added to contracts, etc. Thought I'd see if they'd like to chat. Took a few meetings before Ironhand was willing to let slip that he was one of them. After that, we were as close as houses on fire. Till next time.
Is that particularly close? What's Sam got to say?
Hello, Gia.
Thought the Undercity League was supposed to be a neutral organization, but here you are helping to run the underground from the top.
The League is unaware of my affiliation with the Underground, and I'd prefer it stay that way. If, God forbid, I'm discovered, that will allow them to deny culpability.
Still a hell of a risk if you ask me. What's stopping the Barons from deciding the whole League's gotta go? The Aether's pale washed eyes fall on mine, feeling centuries older than his salt-peppered hair would imply.
I've dealt with Barons longer than the Underground. Though the Barons may call us rats, and though they may disparage our contributions, they need someone to keep the peace. Without us, they would be putting themselves at the mercy of hundreds of thousands of Aether's.
I grimace as I place myself in the Baron's shoes. I could get rid of the League. Most Aether's would keep us flying, but one might decide to let us drop. That's enough to make me flinch. I've read a little of the Undercity League in the papers. Your name usually comes up with it.
It keeps us visible. Though the headlines are not always flattering, they remind the world that Aether's exist. They force topsiders to see us as fellow humans, making it easier to get their cooperation.
From what Cress said in White Street, it doesn't sound like every Baron agrees.
Cressa often sees a glass half empty, for good reason. However, wars are not fought with only one weapon. Negotiation is a tool you use for prolonged conflict. And when negotiation fails, the League offers alternatives. Legal aid, financial support, and on the rare occasion, physical solutions.
White Street's in civil war right now. How are the Aether's holding up?
Better than others. Although Eli's forces are in conflict, most of the fighting remains topside. However, the lack of leadership makes negotiations precarious.
Surprised there's anyone left to negotiate with. Figured Eli's people would be too busy fighting each other to obey the chain of command.
Certain offices hold more protections than others, such as the scrapyard. It's currently controlled by Theodore Lutzko. It gives him authority over the supply lines.
We've met. From what I heard, he's been less than reliable about sending supplies to Aether's.
Lutzko is not a malicious man. He takes his duty seriously. However, when you consistently deprioritize your Aetherians, there are consequences. When things calm down, I hope to visit Arkstad again. There's a memorial planned for those lost in Eli's Purge, including Alexander and Maria. I'd like to attend if possible.
Because they were fellow Aetherians? Or because they were part of the underground?
They were more than that. They were good friends, and Arkstad deserves to know that the League stands with them. Cressa shouldn't have to go and mourn alone. Good luck out there.
Okay, that's about it for the episode, I think. I just want to quickly go check out the root cellar. Maybe chat to the scientist guy again. Starting to fill up, huh?
Ah, Miss Randazzo.
Nellie called you Professor. So what's your job up there exactly? I thought you couldn't even get into Olympus Park unless you were already one of the city's brightest.
That title's more of an affectionate artifact these days. I still teach on occasion, between supervising our younger members and the lab, but Olympus Park keeps me busy being their mouthpiece. To your point, while we recruit the city's brightest, many often come from less robust backgrounds. So we try to fill in the gaps and give them opportunities they might not have elsewhere.
Uh-huh. How many of those include Lowers recruits?
Admittedly, less than I would like. New York is a very big place. There are hundreds of baronies in the Lowers alone, and they all require a unique touch. Too many brilliant minds slip through the cracks. But we do what we can. For example, 3 months ago, I recruited a lovely woman from Bell's Point. She demonstrated a radio doll and a snap-on umbrella cover.
A doll and an umbrella cover? Don't usually see the likes of those on Heights posters.
A shame, because they're no less intriguing. A talking doll that could be repurposed for long-distance communication. An umbrella cover that was prototyped despite being told it was undoable. If someone could do that with limited resources, think of what they could do in an ideal working environment.
You were on Ellis Island for a while. See much of the Lowers from there?
I'm afraid not. I needed to remain close to the station in case Eleanor heard my message.
So you never stepped away from your post once?
Well, I did make one personal trip. I used to visit a hole-in-the-wall coffee shop back when I spent more time in the Lowers. It had a delightful roast. I wish now I'd talked the secret out of them.
Why? What happened to it?
The most recent Baron decided to pave a new road over it. Apparently they got tired of driving around the neighborhood.
You used to spend time in the Lowers?
Miss Randazzo, I hate to draw attention to my age, but there are still some of us who remember watching the first Uppers Island fly. I was born in the Lowers, and I worked here for some number of years.
Hard to imagine it. We don't have much in the way of higher education, let alone what you'd find upstairs.
Oh, I wasn't in academia back then. I was a clerk. My family helped manage affairs between Uppers and Lowers baronies. Banal, but necessary, until the Prosperity Crusades started.
The Prosperity Crusades. The first time the Uppers and the Lowers barons ever warred against each other, fighting over islands like kids over toys. More than a few were left broken beyond repair. Heard about those days. It's what got Angel's Court sunk, right? A riot broke out. Didn't end until the barony crashed into the burrows.
A dreadful time, but losing an island over a senseless squabble was among the worst of it. A truce was signed, but... well, I don't need to tell you the rest.
Okie doke.
Take care out there.
So I think what we're going to do, we're going to leave it here for now. And when we come back next time, we're going to go to the circus with Nellie. Because why not? But thanks very much for watching this episode anyway. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, if you could hit that like button, that'd be fantastic. Do leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think about the game, series, characters, dialogue, graphics, combat mechanics, anything you like really. It's always good to get feedback on the games I play. And a big thank you as always to our channel members as well. Just a big shout out to you guys. Very appreciative of the way you guys are supporting the channel. You know, and if other people are interested in checking out memberships and gaining earlier access to my videos, that would be awesome. But thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.